Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, how you
Hi.
doing?
I'm fine, thank you. So I'm so excited to be here, first of all. I wanted to say I've already seen the movie, so congratulations, because I already loved it.
Thank you.
And so first question is, what are the things that makes you the most proud about this movie? And the things that make you say, well, we did a really good job. I'm really proud of my work.
I think that it's a more faithful adaptation to the book. And I think that's something that the fans are going to be really happy about. And just the number of scenes that we got to have between Tessa and Hardin and getting into their relationship. I'm glad that we finally got to get into that. So I think those are the things that I'm proud of with this film.
I'd agree with Joe, definitely. I guess just like domestic, normal representations of the more middle ground aspects of the relationship as opposed to the massive highs and lows. It's nice to have some of the middle ground every now and then, which we did get to do in this film. And I think when I finished watching this, I kind of stood up and went, I think this is better than one and two. I think we've done something really good with this. I'm really proud of the work. But it's not for me, so we'll have to wait and see. And all of the fans who have seen it, whose feedback I have heard so far, has been massively positive. So that's kind of the thing that makes me most proud, is when I hear the feedback from the fans and know that they liked what we did with it. So yeah, always nice hearing positive feedback from the fans.
Do you think this is one of the best work you've done?
I think so. I could definitely say so. I'm really proud of it. I love what Christelle's done, and the fact that we've done these characters before. Yeah, I'd say so. I think more importantly to me is just I feel like in the same franchise, as opposed to like comparing one project to another project, I think that's kind of unfair.
I mean, it's different, of course.
Yeah, exactly. But completely understand the question still. And I think the fact that we've done after 1, 2, and third is my favorite. I feel like that's success if we keep topping the last one.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. So my second question is, what were the main differences in the making of this film compared to the previous two ones?
Well, the main differences were probably the cast and the crew. There were a lot of changes, and also shooting location. We didn't shoot in Georgia or even America. We shot in Bulgaria. And I think just the style and the tone of this film.
I have a question for here specifically. The character of Hardin is very complicated, and for this very particular reason, very loved, let's say. So how do you feel about playing his role, and do you relate to him?
Yeah, playing Hardin is challenging at first, especially in the first installment, before we got to realize more about why Hardin is the way he is. So I was definitely grateful at the opportunity to kind of tell more of his story in the second one, and you know, let the audience know why he is the way he is. So yeah, there were challenges before, but Peter Gallagher, who was in the first one, told me like you can never judge your character, and I thought that was really good advice, because you know, if you're playing them, you obviously need to justify everything they do. So it's a bit of a learning curve, but definitely got there in the end.
Now, Josephine, if you could talk to Tessa, what advice would you like to give to her, knowing her story and everything?
If I could talk to Tessa, the advice I'd probably give to her is to know that the only constant in life is change, and that life doesn't go the way you think it's going to 99.9% of the time, and to just be prepared for that and be prepared for the journey, try and be prepared for the unexpected, which is really difficult to do.
If you could pick one movie scene, your favorite one, the one that, you know, it's in your heart, what would it be?
From after 3, my favorite scene might be the final scene, the final kind of moments, even leading up to that, the final kind of like end portion of the film for me. Yeah.
Was it emotional on set?
Definitely. Yeah. You mean shooting that scene? Yeah, we had
shooting
a lot of
that
fans.
scene, yeah.
We had a lot of fans outside of the venue that we were shooting in at the time, so it almost felt like I was doing some sort of theatre work a little bit in terms of having a slight audience there. But no, yeah. I really enjoyed shooting it, and I loved the end result as well.
I loved it too, to be honest. And what about Josephine?
That's really hard. I find it very difficult to pick a favorite anything, but particularly a favorite scene. I think that I really enjoyed the stuff we did in Seattle with Ariel and Stephen. Yeah, stuff at Vance's house, probably. Or maybe when Hardin comes to Seattle.
It was sweet. Absolutely. So here in Italy, the film will be streamed directly on Prime Video. And I wanted to ask you, as a fan like us, what would you do to, watch it together with your friends and, just see it?
Well, that's a great question. Since they're watching on Prime Video, yeah, find your friend with the best sound system and the biggest TV. Get some access into their house. I don't know how you're going to do it, but yeah, find a way. And lots of snacks. Turn your phones off. don't check spoilers beforehand because it'll just disappoint you in the long run.
That would be difficult. That would be difficult.
Yeah, I know, but try your best. No spoilers. Get a big, good sound system and TV. But even a laptop or phone will do, because you'll be transcended into the after universe. You won't even know where you are. But yeah, some snacks, some friends. I'm sure you'll love it.
Do you actually follow the reaction of fans to the trailer of the movie?
I have seen 1 or 2 reaction videos, and it's really sweet and it's flattering.
That's nice.
It's very cool to see someone in a completely different country react to something that's you and you're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Your work, let's say.
Yeah.
My mom would be there with the phone, screaming, that's my daughter and everything. Very Italian stuff. Really Italian.
I have seen a few. I love that. It's so fun. For me, that's like almost like the final kind of reason as to why you do it. Is like the most rewarding aspect of it is seeing fans' reactions, not just to the trailer. That's always exciting because you see that their excitement. Also, just talking to fans after they've actually seen the whole film, and it's quite rare you get the opportunity. But when you do, to properly like hear, I love hearing fans, full explanation, even if it's honest, brutally honest of how they thought the film went, because ultimately I feel like that's who we do it for, and their opinion matters a lot to me. So I love to get their feedback.
And how about your family? How did your family react to it?
Do you know what? My mum and my sister have both seen 1 and 2. Obviously not with me. Neither of them have seen number 3, but no, I'd like to know what they think. I think they're both quite good at,
Another question is, how has your life changed from the first day of shooting day, and how are you changed?
I struggle with this question when I'm asked it, just because I have nothing to compare it to. I feel like after's been such a huge part of my life since that, agreeing to even come onto the project to where we are today. It's actually hard to even identify one thing that it's taught me or how it's changed, because it has almost been my whole life since it's happened. So instead of identifying one, I'd actually say everything. It really has taught me. I've learned over the past, few years.
What has your character left you, let's say? What did you learn from him?
I think I've learned a lot from Hardin, but I think especially one of the main things would just be he is quite irrational, and I've learned that my rationality and thinking before I act is a good trait, and to continue working on that, because a lot of us, even today, I'm guilty of it, we all act in emotion sometimes and look back and go, I should have just taken a minute, thought about that before I acted. And Hardin's a consistent reassurance that it's always good to think before you act.
I think that I've taken a lot of life lessons, experiences from these movies, and that's probably the thing that has changed me the most during the course of making them, and before and after. I think it's just the stuff you learn along the way over the course of doing 4 movies in 3 years. Experience is really the best teacher.